Hey everyone, I'm the Anime Watcher, and today I have found 50 shocking secret in Demon Slayer that you may not even put a thought in to think about it. To not wasted any of your time, let's get into it. Number 1. Tanjiro was born with his scar from birth, but his father told him that he got it from accidentally spilling hot soup on himself. However, why did Tanjiro's dad have the same scar? Did he also have a hot soup incident? That seems too coincidental. The truth is that both his father and he were born with the Demon Slayer mark, but his father concealed it by injuring his head so that no one would know that they were from the sun-breathing bloodline. He did this because his family had been hunted down by Muzan for centuries. As you can see, he already had the scar when Nezuko was still a baby, but the soup incident supposedly happened when Nezuko was already 5 or 6 years old. Number 2. Akaza was once a human martial artist. Unlike other demon, he refused to eat women, and he only killed and ate those who matched his fighting power or strong people that he challenged in a fight. So Akaza almost get to eat Rengoku after he killed him in the Mugen train arc. But luckily, the sun came up. Number 3. Nezuko's clothes have never been washed throughout the entire story, and she always stays in the same box. So, in theory, your cute Nezuko might be stinky, don't you think? I think Zenitsu wouldn't mind, am I right? Number 4. Speaking of stinky, Nezuko's box is nothing compared to Inosuke's pig head. Some people think that the boar head is from the real boar that raised him, but it has never been confirmed whether it's a real boar skin or not. Plus, he rarely takes the pig head off, so it must be super stinky in there. But Inosuke is used to the stinky because he lived with a pig. Number 5. You might not have noticed, but female demons are very rare in Demon Slayer. Even among the upper and lower ranks, there was only 2 female demon, and she was killed by Muzan. Some people might mistake Lower Moon One for a female because of his appearance, but he is actually a male demon. Muzan is the one who can turn people into demon, and he don't like turning women into demon because he think they are weak and no use for him. Even those women that he inject his blood in her, he just kill her for fun and not turn her to be a demon. Number 6. Did you know that Tanjiro might be the reason why his family was killed? Muzan cannot smell or sense which people belong to the sun-breathing bloodline, and the only way he can identify them is by their earrings. That's why he always ordered the upper moons to kill a boy with earrings. You might not have noticed, but Tanjiro wore his earrings everywhere when his family was still alive. He was also a famous kid in his village. So Muzan might have learned about the kid with earrings through the people in his town, and that's how he was able to find Tanjiro's family. If Tanjiro had not worn those earrings and kept a low profile, maybe no one would have known that they were from the sun-breathing bloodline. Number 7. The reason why Nezuko became a demon was because she bit Muzan. How else could a normal person injure Muzan, the king of the demons? Nezuko might have bitten him very hard and accidentally consumed some of his blood, which Muzan didn't notice. This might also explain why Nezuko is different from other demons, because she consumed his blood directly, unlike other demons who received his blood through a transfusion and a curse. Number 8. A wild theory from a fan. The reason why Inosuke doesn't have a crow is because he ate his crow after finishing the final selection. He thought the crow was a reward for him to eat. Well, you know, Inosuke's brain has only 2 things. 1, fight, and 2, food. Number 9. Rengoku, the flame Hashira. His hair turned this color because he liked to eat shrimp, which his whole family enjoyed, except his mother. Number 10. Mitsuri made a cameo appearance in another manga series called Fly Me to the Moon, also known as Tanakawa, Over the Moon for You. She appeared alongside Obanai in chapter 137. Number 11. Muzan can change his appearance at will, and sometimes disguises himself as a woman to avoid detection. But does he still think like a man, even when he looks like a woman? Does he ever look in the mirror and fall in love with himself, or have feelings for himself because of his female body? Do you think Muzan ever doing weird stuff with himself? Number 12. Feelings of demons. One thing that you might have missed is that even though they are demons, they still have every feeling like humans, such as love, sadness, and anger. They also have sexual feelings. Do you remember the swarm demon that Tanjiro encountered when he became a demon slayer? We can infer from his words that he was not only kidnapping those girls, but also abusing them after they turned 16. Number 13. Muichiro is forgot a lot because he hit his head. But the reason why his personality changed to dry face like that is because after he lost his memory, the master of the mansion lets Giyu Tomioka train him to be a demon slayer. So no wonder why he always liked that. It's because he adapted his personality by Giyu himself. Number 14. Muzan is a lazy demon. I can tell that he tired of eating people by his own, so he always eat the lower moon demon and replace them. Eat one lower moon demon is like eating 100 humans, so to simplify it, the 6th demon of lower rank is just his food source, to be honest. Number 15. Did you know why there is only 9 Hashira while breathing style is more than 9? Well, it's because when they first created Demon Slayer Corps, they only found 9 breathing main user to join the organization. But throughout generation to generation, people seem to be more creative, so they create a lot more breathing style. Number 16. One of Master Kagaya Ubuyashiki's daughters is actually a son. He hid his true gender out of fear of Muzan Kibutsuji going to find him and kill him one day. He disguised himself as a girl from Ms. Tamayo help by use Yushiro power. Number 17. Did you know that Shinobu almost wore the same outfit as Mitsuri? The Kikuchi made these sexy uniforms on purpose, because they have the same taste as us. But sadly, Shinobu didn't wear the uniform that they made for her because she doesn't like to show off her beauty like Mitsuri does. Number 18. Have you ever observed that there are no demon animals in the Demon Slayer universe? Well, that's not entirely accurate. There was an instance when Muzan transformed a Kasugai crow into a demon to surveil the Demon Slayer Corps. And don't forget Ms. Tamayo cat. It's also turned into a demon. Muzan and the Lower Moon One are the only 2 characters who dress up in a Western style in the anime. Maybe that's why Muzan spared his life and not the other Lower Moon demons. It could be because they share a similar mindset, or because the Lower Moon One is clever enough to follow Muzan's every move. Number 20. Do you know the reason behind Giyu Tomioka's kimono with 2 different colors? Well, it's because half of the kimono belonged to his deceased sister and the other half belonged to Sabito, who was his best friend when he trained with Mr. Urokodaki. Number 21. The butterfly hair clip that Kanao wears actually belonged to Shinobu's dead sister. She does this to honor Kanai Kocho, just like Giyu does with his sister's kimono and Sabito's. Number 22. Did you notice Inosuke Pants' hair? If you had a theory about it, you were correct. The hair on his waist pants is actually boar skin, which means his pants are made of boar skin, so Inosuke Pant is actually really comfortable in the inside. Number 23. Urokodaki crafted a unique mask for each of his students, depending on their face or style. For example, Sabito's mask has a scar to match his own, while the little girl's mask has a flower because she loves flowers. The red mark on Tanjiro's mask is not just a resemblance of his scar, but a sun mark that Urokodaki painted because he knew that Tanjiro came from the sun-breathing bloodline. He just didn't want to tell him yet. Number 24. Did you know that before the manga chapters came out, the writer almost created a different outcome? In this version, Muzan was not the one who killed Tanjiro's family, but another group of demon hunters who were after Tanjiro's family's rare blood. They used their blood for experiments on demons and framed Muzan for the massacre. I think it would be interesting if the writer chose this outcome instead. Number 25. Fans have theorized that there is another group of demon hunters in the Demon Slayer universe besides the Demon Slayer Corps. However, this group does not follow the rules of the Corps and acts on their own beliefs. They are willing to kill innocent women and children for their experiments. Their goal is the same as the demon slayers, to eradicate all demons from this world. Number 26. Even though the master of the mansion belongs to a royal bloodline, and all of the recruits for the Demon Slayer organization are also from noble families, the Japanese government does not recognize the Demon Slayers. This is because the Demon Slayers have killed many children during the final selection. But that does not mean the government is unaware. They just have to play the bad cop and the good cop to keep the country safe. Number 27. Tanjiro despises being in debt, as we can see in the earlier episodes where he tries to avoid owing anything to those who help him. That is why he is so grateful and tries to motivate the girls in the Butterfly Mansion who helped him a lot during his training session. He also said that everyone was kind and risked their lives to protect him and his demon sister during the Hashira trial. He repays this debt by training hard and vowing to kill Muzan. Number 28. A wild secret is that Kaguya Ubuyashiki is actually working secretly with Ms. Tamayo. Otherwise, he would not tell Tanjiro to say hi to Ms. Tamayo during the Hashira meeting arc. Tanjiro is probably not the first Demon Slayer who met Ms. Tamayo. In fact, the Demon Slayer Corps must have been already working with Ms. Tamayo for 100 or 200 years ago, and Ms. Tamayo is also doing research to cure the curse that Muzan put on every man in his royal bloodline to die at 20 years old. Number 29. In the Mugen Train arc, when the Lower Moon 1 uses the kid to kill Tanjiro's core in his dream, you can see there are 6 human flames that guide the kid to Tanjiro's core. But have you noticed why there are 6 flames in Tanjiro's body? Well, that is actually not Tanjiro, but his family's spirits, who have not left yet and stay inside to help Tanjiro. That is why Tanjiro can see his family every time he is in danger. It is a special bond between him and his family. Number 30. You may find this hard to believe, but Tanjiro's black sword actually makes sense. The ore that is used to make the Demon Slayer swords can absorb sunlight, and Tanjiro's black sword can absorb sunlight better than any other color, except for red. Black and red are the top 2 colors that are good at absorbing sunlight. Number 31. Urakodaki wore a scary mask because his real face was too kind. No one feared his gentle face when he hunted down demons and trained students. That's why he created a scary mask to intimidate the demons and his students. It's funny that he made his students' masks very accurate to their faces, but he made his own mask completely different from his real face. Number 32. Akaza should not be alive. He challenged the Upper Moon 1, who had devoured 2 of his previous challengers for his position. However, the Upper Moon 1 spared Akaza's life because he enjoyed the fight and hoped that Akaza would challenge him again someday. That is why they had no liking for each other at all during the Upper Moon meeting. Number 33. Obanai Iguro actually hated women because he thought they were weak and unattractive. But his perspective changed, and he fell in love after he met Mitsuri, who was the second strongest Hashira in terms of strength. Number 34. Did you know that Tengen did not choose to have 3 wives? He has 3 wives because his family practices polygamy. When men in his family turn 15, they must marry 3 women. The clan head is the one who picks the wives for them. Number 35. Did you notice that Inosuke killed only 1 demon on screen by himself? He did kill Daki and another demon on the mountain, but that doesn't count because both times he had help from Tanjiro or Zenitsu. Let's wait and see if he will kill another demon on screen in Season 4. Number 36. Have you ever noticed how big Tengen's sword is? It's almost as big as Tanjiro, and I don't mean Tanjiro's sword. Tengen's sword is actually as big as Tanjiro's body and taller than Shinobu. But when Tengen holds his knife, it seems small because he is so huge. Number 37. Did you know that Tengen and Zenitsu are the only 2 characters who can use the hearing ability? If Tengen could teach Zenitsu how to use sound breathing style combined with thunder breathing, I think Zenitsu would become unstoppable. Number 38. Tanjiro headbutting is too powerful that is make people brain go numb. In theories, people who get knocked by Tanjiro will become stupid than before. So Inosuke's intelligence should have decreased after Tanjiro cracked his skull. Number 39. Nezuko's rock, paper, scissors. She never loses to Tanjiro or Zenitsu Agatsuma, the demon slayer who adores her. Number 40. The ninth form of flame breathing from Rengoku is actually the flame breathing mixing with thunder breathing. To make the move go fast, you can even see the animation of the dragon is also has thunder came out of it mouth. Number 41. Rengoku died with a smile on his face after fighting against Akaza. His last words were, "Keep your heart burning," which inspired Tanjiro to fulfill his duty like him. But this phrase is actually a secret technique that can help him achieve sun breathing's full potential. To reach the limit of the sun breathing bloodline, you have to keep your heart and your body at the highest temperature possible, which we can see Tanjiro did by making himself sick and keeping his body temperature high. This is also what his father and other sun breathing users did, and most of them died by sickness, just like Tanjiro's father, because they had to keep themselves sick to perform the best out of the sun breathing technique. Number 42. Inosuke was really a big fan of the muscle mice. He even blushed when he saw the muscle mice deliver the sword for him, which was rare, because Inosuke never blushed or was a big fan of anything, which made sense since he grew up with animals. The only person who Inosuke admitted that he was cooler than him was Rengoku. Number 43. The ultimate move of Daki's blood demon art was powerful. It could even cut through the building. But notice that the slash could not cut through Tanjiro because not only he had strong muscles, but he also used breathing technique to make his muscles denser. The pain only came back whenever he finished the fight and stopped using breathing technique. Number 44. Notice that even when they were shirtless training, Tanjiro still lifted Nezuko's box on his back. It's not because he didn't want to leave Nezuko in the Butterfly Mansion, but because he wanted to use Nezuko to motivate Zenitsu to train harder. Number 45. Mitsuri and Shinobu. Mitsuri Kanroji learned the flower-breathing technique from Kanai Kocho. This technique is a variation of the insect breathing technique. Mitsuri later created a new breathing style by herself, which is love breathing, because she is not suiting with flower breathing. Number 46. Gyomei, the strongest Hashira. Gyomei Himejima is the most physically powerful Hashira. He can easily lift and throw huge rocks and smash demons with his weapons. He also the owner of the biggest boulder that Tanjiro cut through. He even put rope on it to protect the boulder because he put this boulder to respect Konoha Kocho when she die by demon attack. But who know one day Tanjiro break his boulder. He gonna be very sad if he knows about this. Number 47. Giyu Tomioka never smiles, except for the one time he gets to eat his favorite food, sake daikon, a dish of simmered salmon with radishes. This dish is the only thing that can make him smile, and Shinobu was the only one who had ever seen him smile. Number 48. At the beginning of episode 2, we can see a crow flying above their heads. This is Giyu Tomioka Crow, who he told to follow and watch over them in case something bad happened. That's how Urokodaki was able to find Tanjiro, because he followed the scent of Giyu's crow. I'm sure this was Giyu's crow and not Urokodaki's crow, because the retired Hashira don't have crows anymore. Secret number 49. Shinobu's relationship with Kanao is not as close as you might think. Kanao doesn't like to talk to Shinobu because Shinobu likes to ask obvious questions, and she likes to mock and insult people in their face as she asks them. She likes to do that to Giyu the most. Kanao prefers Kanae Kocho, who is sweet and respectful. She didn't ask any questions that people didn't want to answer, and she was good with kids. Shinobu, on the other hand, adopted her older sister's personality and smile after she died. That was her last wish. Even though she can hide her true personality behind that smile, she shows it when she talks. Her real personality is sarcastic and accusatory. Number 50. Rengoku and pets. Rengoku's family forbids pets, as they are loud and dirty. His little brother, Senjuro, once found a cat, but their father sent it back. Rengoku adores animals and always plays with them, but his pet get killed by a demon, and that also play a big motivation for him to hunt down the demon.